Drive Time Shaman live. Just got my hair cut, finally. I gotta go take a shower. I should be getting my contacts today. Finally stopped wearing glasses. Not that I used to hate how I looked in glasses when I was younger, but I've been wearing contacts for a long time. But I never liked wearing glasses. I just don't like them. But it's what it is. Who's with me? Yeah, this is drive time. I want to review. I'm off. I just went and got my hair cut. I gotta go get baby food and stuff before I go back home and enjoy the day with my family. I haven't had a day off and time for us in a long time. So when I do all this stuff, man, it's like I'm squeezing in it. Like as I'm driving, that's how I came up with the whole Drive Time Shaman stuff, because it's key moments a day when you get a second away from everything to talk and to get it all out. And time stands still for a little while as you're able to spiritually look at everything that's around you. And that's what this Drive Time Shaman sessions are about. To look at the world from a different aspect as we're going about our daily lives, you know, looking at the spiritual level of things. Oh, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Meg. And thank you for, I think it was really this morning who donated. Thank you both so much. I look out for my peeps too. I'll be sending some packages to people, especially my patrons. Don't worry, everybody. We're all gonna be in this together. I want to review a little bit what happened this morning, everybody. What's up, Dawn? Who else is with us today? So, guys, I don't know who saw my video this morning, but I literally got Paranormal Activity live on camera. Oh, thank you, really. There's really. Thank you for donating this morning as well. Really. Everybody that helps out so much. It keeps me being able to do more research. You know, hopefully I can do this full time eventually. I've been killing myself just to get by, but I've been trying to write some books, and I'm working on a comic book that is going to break ground. I have an amazing artist I'm working with, Mr. Hawk. I've had him on my show before. Hawk is a good friend of mine. You'll see him in the chat room sometimes. We have another partner that I met through Patreon. His name's Wei Chang, and he's going to be helping us as well get the comic book made. Some financial aspects as well, and it's I'm going to release a lot of truth within the comic book. It's the only way to really get it out there, to have people accept it sometimes. And this comic book is going to be amazing, and it's called Kid Sleep. It's about the Ben and Dante line, and how in Dreamtime the main character gets messages of where the evil is on the planet to fight, and this planet has been infiltrated by a dark force, a quantum force, and humanity has been put asleep, and he's there to fight this evil, to awaken humanity. And he gets these messages in Dreamtime, and then he poses as a street musician and travels all different places in the world playing his guitar, and goes and plays the guitars where the evil's happening, and as he's actually playing the guitar, his spirit body dives into the realms and battles, and he has all these ancestral warriors that protect him and all these powers and all this stuff that goes on. But it's really an intense comic book, and it has all the mythology and stuff that I've learned, all my experiences that I've had entwined with it all. And I don't think there's anyone better qualified to come up with an amazing comic book than me and my buddy Mr. Hawk. So, you know, if we could get the right backing behind it, I do believe sky's the limit with that. And I'm thinking about even contacting Guitar Magazine and saying, you know, a certain guitar that the guy plays in the comic book, maybe they can sponsor it or something. But I have a lot of ideas that can happen. I just got to make sure they don't get stolen. But I'm patenting all the comic characters eventually and all the stuff that I got. So it's basically like my life story added on. So who can steal it? You know, I got proof. I've been talking about it for years. So other people can steal my info, but they're gonna always have to keep stealing because I'm coming up with new info always. You know, so other people, if they're stealing it, they're gonna have to rely on me. They can't come. You know, I want to go over what happened this morning because I was talking to everybody about this special tree and how this is basically Knight Templar territory. It's sacred. It's a sacred grove. And I was mentioning how that tree is a gateway. And if certain things are, you know, spoken or certain things can happen to activate that tree where it becomes a quantum tunnel. Or if that's the right word, I don't know if that's the right phrase to say, but where other forces from other layers of our reality can pass between the gateway of that tree. And as soon as I started speaking of it, it was like a little being, and it wasn't a reflection or anything because I checked, it wasn't a reflection, it was different. It was like a little being of light, almost like a little fae or some sort of fairy type creature appeared in the hollow of that tree. And I mean, this is lore that goes back as far as time itself, that fae can appear within the hollow of trees, that they are dimensional gateways, and sometimes a white or blue light can appear, a bright white flame or a bright white light or a bright blue light can appear. And that's exactly what we saw this morning. It was there, and then when I went to try to get closer to it, it automatically it went out of existence. It left this realm. Now, I mean, it was, wow, that bike just passed me so close, that motorcycle. Holy shit, what an asshole. Now he's got his feet out wide. But I don't know if anybody, you know, was listening, but guys, I have my stock fully stocked, my tensor tools fully stocked and packaged and ready to go. And I've designed these. If you watch my Blender Metal side, can activate certain ancestral forces that exist within the forest. And that's where the Slender Man is from. It's actually, you know, I'm sure it exists on all places of the planet, but from my genetic line, there's an ancient Etruscan tale. In fact, they have the statue. I think it's called Ombra della Primavera, which means, Primavera is spring. It's Ombra della Sera, which means the shadow of the evening. It's a statue that you can find in Volterra in one of the museums in Tuscany. that is a long, elongated being that I've posted on my Patreon, I think, before. This is a statue of this slender type entity that can literally walk out of trees. You know, this is right on point to what we're talking about. These can arise from trees. They can become dimensional gateways, the hollow of trees. And the Druids knew about this. Ancient Strega know about this. And it's fact. It's not mythology. It's spiritual fact. So, I was talking about the Notre Dame fire, ritual fire, Baphomet Knights Templar ritual this morning. So I urge you guys to go check that out. And I'm gonna post an update on my website. You can find the products on my website already, but I'm gonna update it with more information about the products and more info on how to purchase them. My PayPal link is on there. Basically, just leave your address when you pay at PayPal, and I will send it to you. I forgot what. Oh yeah, the Notre Dame. So yeah, guys, check that out, because what I was talking about is pretty much fact. It's not my speculation. It's been confirmed. You've actually seen Knights Templars running on the roof while it was burning. They did it above the high altar. I'm pretty sure of that. And when you start fire and then water is added to it, fire and water together is primordial ooze. Sacred initiation rites. And this is related, in my opinion, to Jacques de Molay, which was one of the last Templar leaders to be burned alive. And something happened to him and his companions on April 15th, 1314. So this was done, you know, as a ritual. This is not something that is mistaken. And you know, this date, April 15th, is coincidentally also the day that Titanic fell, if I'm not mistaken, or sunk. And that might have been a ritual sacrifice as well. Who knows? Maybe that guy intentionally crashed that thing into the iceberg, or maybe it wasn't even an iceberg who did it. Who knows? We don't even know the true story, or if we know the right story of that. So it's also a year to the day of the New Zealand Mosque, and they will be building the first New World Religion cathedral in that spot. And the way Baphomet sacred rituals work is first you activate the statues, and then you burn the cathedral, or you bury it. And this is what we've seen. And in my opinion, they activated the gargoyles, what's encased within those statues. And they probably had an ancient chant or mantra, or whatever you want to call it, spell, that the goblins were sealed, the gargoyles are sealed within that statue. Well, so weird, because I'm driving to go get baby food, but for some reason I went to go drive to my mom and dad. My mom is gone, but it's my dad's house now. I started driving that way. What the hell? I wasn't even driving towards where I live, or towards the store. I started driving the wrong way. I was like on autopilot talking. So weird. I gotta turn around. Just turned around. But anyway, I'm sweating right now too. It's hot. It's 73 degrees right now here. Holy shit! I got a thermal on. But yeah, so those goblins, those gargoyles, whatever you want to call them, gargoyles, they're astral familiars. They travel through dimensions. They carry intention. They carry out the work of their masters. And when the Knights Templars were being hunted down, I believe cathedral into those statues to protect the the wood, the ritually programmed oak within the church. Forget the crown of thorns, forget the art in there. All of that meant nothing. The two things that mean something, the things that mean something in that cathedral are the gargoyles, the wood, and the two medieval towers that are there, that you see that still stand. The only thing that fell was the spire that everybody despised. So that's my reading of it, that people despised that spire and spat at it. The Templars, the Satanists who continued these rituals all these years, they spat at that spire. You know, that's what I see visually. And now they're looking for funding from outside the U.S. to rebuild this. And how do you do that? Say it got burnt down, then everybody in the world wants to help, right? Now, when you give funding to something, it's like you're forming a contract with it. I support you. You know, this is my energy. You're giving your energy to it. So you're giving energy towards Baphomet, towards a Baphomet ritual, towards the sacred fire of Baphomet. And you're giving energy for them to design a new world religion, one religion for the whole world. And that's what they're going to put there in that spot. It's going to be a different kind of cathedral that you've never seen before. It's going to be all religion friendly. And this is what's going to take place. And they lit that sacred oak on fire, and that was ritually programmed with Baphomet rituals by the Knights Templars themselves, by Jacques de Molay himself. I believe that. And first you activate statues, and then you set the sacred fire. And that's why Baphomet is pictured looking for divine higher intelligence. They're looking for sacred flames to carry that sacred torch of knowledge. It's the torch of Ceres. It's the torch of Diana. It's the torch of Hecate. It's the torch of the Statue of Liberty that you see. You know? It is the torch of Baphomet. Stay tuned, because Zoom is coming later. And then tonight I'm interviewing with my buddy Masaki. Check me out on Mystical Spiral. Subscribe, support, hit the like button.